Perhaps more than other genres in 2025, Deckbuilders had a bit of a quiet year last year, though we saw some great titles like Starvaders, Monster Train 2 and Nine Kings. These games were arguably overshadowed by other genres, with action roguelikes and Metroidvanias just to name a few. But 2026 is thankfully looking like a completely different story, as card-based games are ready to take their turn in the limelight once again this year. And because I'm just really excited for what's to come, I've put a list together of the 10 deck builders that I think you should be paying attention to. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So my first game is arguably the most anticipated deck builder of all time. You could even go as far to say that it's the most anticipated indie game or even sequel of this year. So GTA 6, move aside because Slay the Spire 2 is finally coming out this year. That's right, after 7 long years, we're finally returning to the Spire. The next installment from Megacrit is looking fairly similar to the previous game, but with quite a few enhancements that's definitely going to make this game a worthy option in 2026. Along with new characters, enemies and cards to pick from, the game systems and visuals are being revitalized in general, and while some people might not like the lack of innovation here, I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We all know exactly what to expect from Slay the Spire 2, and that's why I can't wait to get my hands on it in March this year. Before we go any further, I'd just ask you to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is the first time I'm doing this kind of content, so liking and subscribing to the channel will help me know that this is the kind of content you guys want to see going forward. I would appreciate it a lot, but now let's get back into the recommendations. So how exactly do you top Slay the Spire 2? Well, with money-hungry Raccoons, of course. Yeah, you heard that right. Raccoin is one of the most unconventional deck builders on this list, and this is based on those coin pushing machines that you probably lost all your spare change to. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably #1 culprit for that sort of thing. To be honest, I'm convinced at this point that all of these gambling themed roguelikes are just a way of curing our childhood, which were just filled with loss after loss on these type of machines. But Raccoin's dopamine filled chaos comes in the shape of coins rather than slots or cards. There's over 130 coins and over 120 power-ups to collect, as well as 6 playable characters, all with their own unique set of currency to take advantage of. This game is actually being published by the same people as Balatro, so there's definitely plenty of hype going into this one. Next up, we have Nutmeg, a football-based deck building roguelike set in the 80s and 90s. As a kid, I was always told that this is the best era of football, so now I guess I get to find out for myself via this game. But unlike real football, picking up cards is a good thing, as they'll help to determine your actions on the pitch. Whether you score a goal, clear the ball off the line, or unfortunately get one of your players sent off, you'll be able to control teams based off real life clubs and locations, and it will be your job to manage the club on and off the pitch to lead your team to glory. I'll be interested in picking up this game when it kicks off on the 26th of March 2026. If the football pitch isn't your cup of tea, then maybe the zoo is your better option. Zoominoes is a tile-based deck building roguelike where you'll need to group animals together on a grid to achieve a high score. In this game, snacks and souvenirs can be picked up to help upgrade your animals and find out which species can actually live together in harmony and which don't. On top of this, the game's going to include things like an endless mode, seeded runs, and special events, giving you plenty of reason to check up on your favourite animals. And you'll be able to visit Zoominoes sometime in 2026. But what if you're feeling a bit more mischievous? Well, that's where Demon Bluff comes into play. In this game, the cards actually do lie, as you'll have to deduce character motivations to hunt down the evil within. Just think of it as The Traitors, but as a card game. Though I'm not quite sure how the roguelike element will work in this game. I mean, surely once you play around, it's kind of just over and you move on to the next. I'm certainly interested to see how they incorporate the roguelike element when Demon Bluff releases later this year. So before the next game, do you remember the 100 men versus gorilla conversation that took the world by storm a while ago? Well, someone made that into a game. Yeah, I'm not joking. In How Many Dudes, you'll recruit an army of, well, dudes, to take on a mighty gorilla as well as some other enemies along the way. After each battle, you'll be able to recruit all kinds of dudes to your gang of hopeful combatants. But choose wisely, as a lot of these dudes are just kinda useless. I can already see it now, this auto battler deck building roguelike is gonna go absolutely crazy when these dudes are finally let loose. On a more serious note, we have Sigils of Nightfall. This game is a dark and gritty first-person dungeon crawling roguelike. Inspired by the award-winning tabletop RPG Mork Bork, I'm sorry if I've messed up the pronunciation there, it's clear to see where this game gets its dark and gritty tone. Compared to a lot of the other games that I've already mentioned, Sigils of Nightfall looks like a more challenging traditional deck builder to get stuck into later this year. And the demo is already out now on Steam, so it's definitely worth giving a try. Now, it's no secret that Vampire Survivors was an absolute breakout hit when it arrived in 2022. But now the developers are trying their luck in the deck builder genre. Vampire Crawlers looks to have the same art style, items, and elements that made Survivors so fun, just translated into the card-based format. The deck building here is combined with a fast-paced dungeon crawling mechanic, which is bound to lead to some short and intense high-paced rounds of turn-based action. For the more strategic minds out there, Gambonanza might be more your speed. This chess roguelike is based on a bite-sized board for more close quarters combat, or I guess in this case close checkered combat. Sorry, that was dreadful. However, the objective of this game is to capture every single piece on the board, and not just the king, before the board itself disappears. You can unlock gambits and upgrade tiles along the way to enhance your strategy and take down the opposition faster than ever before. Hey, maybe you can win in less than 4 moves in this game, who knows? All I know is that this game is likely to change the way that you see chess forever when it launches in Q1 of this year. And finally, one of the games that I'm most excited for this year is Echo Generation 2. I first saw this game back at the Xbox Partner Preview in November, and all I could think was, wow, this game looks incredible. Everything from the 3D pixel art style to the technological dystopian world had me hooked on what this game could offer. Throw in a story that's already well established, and Echo Generation 2 sounds like it's going to be an absolute blast. This is actually maybe a prequel to the first game, which I haven't actually been able to check out yet, but believe me, I'm going to make sure I get around to it before Echo Generation 2 launches this year. So what do you think of the list of deck builders that are all hopefully coming out in 2026? Have I missed any of the games that you're looking forward to the most? Is there enough here to make a part 2? Let me know in the comments below, and if you did like this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. This is the first time I've actually done this for a YouTube video, and it's something I'm thinking of doing more of in the future. So if you do want to see more, please let me know. But until I have some more games to talk about, I will see you all later.